Finally, we made it. This is the last, should be the last boss we have to fight. And we should get the plat. Let's do it. Ba-na. Ba-na-na. Ba-na-na. I forget. Oh, you're supposed to just grab this, right? The angle looked weird. Wait. There we go. I love how the shopkeeper's in the same spot as in Messenger. We want there. Yeah, I was fortunate enough to get gifted a copy of Xenogears like 2 years ago. We played it for a fan day and I said, oh my god, this game's so good. I have to do a let's play of it. So I stopped playing it and I put it on the let's play list. And I plan on doing a let's play of it very soon. Timing on those guys is kind of weird. I wonder if this will kill all of them. Should have charged it. Oh. Don't miss. We were talking about that comment earlier, and a couple other comments. People do got some comments. That one was facetious, but there were some other questionable ones. I've seen most of the state of play, but don't talk about it in the chat. There's many people here that are trying to avoid it. I didn't really have a choice, to be honest. Wait, did you watch the video after the demo? I warned everyone not to. Rip. Yeah, that trailer's not the worst. The part after the trailer's worse in the state of play, but that trailer's pretty bad. Having said that, I got yelled at for thinking that that was too spoilery, apparently, so... You know. Alright, here we go. Time to get this plat. This has been quite the journey. It's not even an opinion. I said, like, I literally heard every single person that I know, content creator or person from this chat, tell me that Square Enix is doing too much spoiling in their trailers. So I just mentioned that in the playthrough. I said, everyone's saying that everything is too spoilery. And I agree, everything is too spoilery. What am I supposed to do here? I totally forget. Oh. And then people got mad because they're like, what do you mean too spoilery? Just cancel your internet. It was a whole discussion. The problem isn't that spoilers exist. The problem is that the official Square Enix trailer is spoiling a lot of things, and people are upset about that, which I think is a fair thing to be upset about. I forgot this fight has a special song. I also completely forget how this fight works. We have to wait for something. Oh, we have to wait for him to do an attack. This. Ouch. I forgot about that. Yeah, no, I was just mentioning that people are upset about it, and then people are like, this guy just whined about spoilers for the whole video. I said one thing at the start of the video, but okay. And it's just like the general opinion. But no, I mean, it really is a problem when the company that's advertising the game is spoiling it in the advertisements. Like, I'm watching a YouTube video yesterday, unrelated to Final Fantasy, and I get an ad for Rebirth, which is one of the trailers. So, like, no. I can't just not watch the trailer and be good. Like, you know what I mean? It's a problem when it's like the official, when it's Square Enix themselves spoiling the game. There's always going to be spoilers all over the internet. That's not something we can really, I mean, that's just kind of the way the internet is. There's not really much we can do about that. But, you know, there's a difference between going on Reddit and going to the official Final Fantasy VII Rebirth subreddit and then being like, oh, I got spoiled, versus like just being on the internet and having the official Square Enix page spoil you. In fact, even the order page where you order the game spoils you in terms of where the game ends, if you didn't want to know that detail. When I ordered the game, it told me when the game ends on the description of the game when I ordered it from their website. So yeah, no, I think it's fair to at least say it's a problem, whether or not you agree or disagree, whatever. But I think it's fair to at least say it's a problem. Let's go. We got it. There it is. Now let's head over to the trophy list because I have a lot to say about this game. Alright, here we go. Sea of Stars. Actually on PS5. I don't know why it says PS4. Sed donated for this. Thank you very much, Sed. And we did indeed do the entire playthrough on stream. Okay, so let's talk difficulty. So, the thing about this list is most of it is just collection. Beat the game and do everything. And you know, this game in general is easier. It's an easier game. That was actually one of my struggles with the game, is that I feel like it was a bit too easy. But we kind of had a long discussion about it, and we felt like it was more of just, if you're an RPG guy, if you're someone that plays a lot of RPGs, then it kind of feels a bit too easy. But like, because this is Sabotage, and the first game they made was a Ninja Gaiden inspired 2D platformer, or side-scrolling platformer, and this is their first game into the RPG sphere, I feel like it's fair for it to be a bit easier for their audience. So like overall, I don't think it was really like upsetting that it was an easier game. And if you're not taking advantage of like some of the more broken mechanics, you can definitely game over. So that's kind of whatever. When it comes to 100%ing the game, it's really tedious. You're forced to go and get all the conches, which are like secret items. And yo, Metal Gear, thank you so much for the 5,000 bits. Holy cow. Get some hype on this platinum trophy. Thank you, man. The conches are like a general like collectible as an RPG would have, kind of similar like the Stardust in Legend of Dragoon. So those are kind of understandable. They are kind of tedious to go around and get all of them because there were so many, but I can kind of understand that. The trophy that I kind of really dislike is the get every single treasure. This is just something that like I don't think is necessary in an RPG. Like treasure chests are kind of like there for if you find them, you get a little bit of a boost, and if you don't find it, then that's okay. But like having to go back to the old areas and pick up old weapons and old armor that you're never going to use just because it's a, you know, treasure, like that, it just wasn't very fun. But not necessarily difficult. You just have to get a guide to find these more than likely because they're pretty hard to find. Some of them are hard to find. Actually, not really, because with the one thing that's really cool is that they put a bird in the game that tells you where you're missing stuff. So that's really enough to be able to get everything without a guide. If it weren't for that, you would have no idea where to look, and then you'd have to get a guide. But the fact that you can use the bird to distinguish what areas you're missing treasure, that helps a lot. And the fact that none of it's missable as well. So overall, not that bad, but definitely not like difficult. The only trophy really to talk about when it comes to difficulty is the Bounce of Boomerang 25 times in a row, which some people struggle with. And then the one that we just got, which is defeating 10 bosses with the Artful Gambit. This would be difficult, but you can do it in New Game Plus, where you kind of kill everything in one hit anyways. And I found a way to make it even easier with the thing that leaves you at 1 HP if you're hit with a killing blow. And there's just a lot of post-game stuff that makes the game a lot easier. The item on Sarai that you're only down for one turn before you get back up. The item that gives you 1 HP on a killing blow. The item that lets you use the equipment that lets you use an item without taking a turn. There's just a lot of stuff that you can use in New Game Plus to make this way easier. And you're expected to do this on New Game Plus, because the only way to get this in New Game is if you put it on, if you go right to where it is as soon as you can possibly get it, and then you equip it right away and you play through the rest of the game with it on, which no one would do on a first playthrough unless they knew they wanted the trophy, because it makes the whole rest of the game way harder than the previous part of the game and kind of screws with the balance. What the Artful Gambit actually does is it puts your HP down to like 10, so it takes away like 90% of your HP, but you do double damage, and you can't do any damage when the enemy is casting a spell, and if you block, you automatically take 1 damage. So it's basically like you have to learn all the timings of all the enemy attacks. It kind of reminds me of like a one-hit kill difficulty in like an action game, where like you're forced to learn the enemy's moves and actually learn to block and dodge every move in the game. It's kind of similar to that, but with the equipment and stuff that you get that's really strong, it kind of makes that a moot point, and you can kind of just get through really easily. So in any case, I think the difficulty of this one is definitely going to be really low. It is a longer RPG that you do need to invest some time into, so it's not like a 1 or a 2. But I would probably give it like a 3. And then the fun rating. I think the fun rating's pretty good. It forces you to do everything in the game. It forces you to get the special ending. It forces you to pick, get all the conches and see what you get from that. Fight every boss. It forces you to play a little bit of New Game Plus, which I like to see, like having some additional gameplay through the trophies. Definitely could have been better. Could have had some more challenging trophies, like beat this boss with this equipment, or beat this boss without taking damage, or blah blah blah, like some kind of challenging trophies other than just the Artful Gambit one. There are a bunch of other relics that do cool things that don't have trophies associated with them. Yeah, Diablo took 180 plus hours because my save died. It's a long story. So the only thing that kind of docks points for fun for me is the treasure collecting trophy. That one is just a big chore for no reason. So I feel like I'm in between like 6, 7, or 8. I think I might give it a 7. It's good, but doesn't go the extra mile to make it like really fun or really like challenge you in any way. And I would probably give it like a 7.5, but because of that treasure chest trophy, I'll give it a 7. Did it glitch? No. And what was our final time with this game? Let's see. Is there a I forget if there's time on the save file or not. Okay, so this playthrough took us 8 hours, and our original playthrough was about 45. So yeah, almost exactly 53 hours. Almost exactly. So we'll just say 53 hours. Which, for a indie game that we played through once and then only had to play through for a couple hours on the second playthrough, that's pretty good. I actually expected it to be longer. It felt longer. But yeah, 53 hours, not so bad. Overall, I do want to say I really recommend this game. It is an amazing game. It's kind of raising up the ranks of being like in my top favorite games. Just for like the amount of heart put into it and the amount of love put into the game and the community surrounding the game, and how like dedicated you can tell they are to their community and what they wanted to make. And the story behind the creation of the game too, and the developer, is just wild. It does have flaws. The ending especially is extremely weak. The gameplay for me got a little bit monotonous near the end, and then like picking up all the treasure chests and stuff. Like the post game was fun, but after that, like I was done. Like I feel like I'm really done with this game now. Now that I got the platinum, I don't think I'm gonna play it again for a very long time. I feel like I got what I wanted out of it. So the replayability is pretty low for me. But my first playthrough of this game, I will not forget for a very long time. Like, it was really, really a great game. And for those of you that don't know, it's a basically spiritual successor to Chrono Trigger. It even has the composer from Chrono Trigger in it. Has a ton of references to Chrono Trigger, ton of references to old games, and is overall just like a love letter to Chrono Trigger, and has the same kind of style of combat and music and gameplay. So if you're into that kind of thing, if you're into Chrono Trigger, probably the greatest RPG ever, then you're probably going to at least get some kind of value out of this. So highly recommend it. It's not that expensive either. So, and it's free on PS Plus. So yeah, if you're looking for a 50-hour pretty good platinum that's free on PS Plus, this is a good choice. But yeah, that's it. That's my final thoughts, and that is our 168th Platinum Trophy.